Afternoon, Pep. Is Erling going to be fit for Sunday? He's okay. And any word on Rodri?
I think we'll be ready to help us. Not, I don't know from the beginning, but hopefully can be with us.
Have you had to try and hold him back a bit? I imagine he's desperate to play.
And 80 more players too. Yeah. Everyone is desperate to play. Of course, I've been out a few times, and everybody knows how important he is for us.
Bournemouth, second in the Premier League, only one defeat. What do you think they could realistically achieve this season?
Question for Iraola, but it's not. So it's not. I would say it's just 9 games, but it's not just games. It's games plus previous season. So it's a consistent team and fantastic team, manager, players. So tough opponent, but we know.
Afternoon, Pat. Phil Foden could make his 200th Premier League appearance.
How many?
200th
Wow.
Premier League appearance this weekend. Just for you, what has it been like to see him grow up, I suppose, from 17 years old to see him now at 25?
It's an honor for me to have seen these 200 games close to him, and the impact has done for us, for the club of his heart, and yeah, it's a good milestone, especially at his age, I would say.
Would you like to see him back in the England squad? It gets announced next week. He's
missed out. It's a question
out.
for Thomas. He has to play as best as possible. Of course, the contention is not easy. English players are fantastic in his position. There are a lot, many. He has to play good every day, and after Thomas will decide the best for the national team.
Andoni said this morning that he feels Manchester City are more dangerous on transition. Just wonder, how do you feel that part of your team has developed in the last 12 months?
Yeah, if he says, maybe he's right.
And just final one from me. Omar Mamouche has had a bit of a stop-start season so far with injury. Just wonder, how do you feel the goal maybe midweek might help his confidence, and also how has he adapted to life?
Of course, the people who play up front, score goals, always give a lot of confidence. Hopefully can continue and grow up on the goals and his game and everything.
Hi Pep. Oscar Bob was the only player to keep his place for the Swansea game in midweek. How do you assess his season so far, and how close to his best is he at the moment?
Considering last season was out all the season for the tough injury, so he started really well playing the first 2-3 games, and after he didn't play because I rotate the team, but he has to believe. On the moment he's going to believe himself how good he is, he will make the next step in his career as a football player.
And can I just ask you about Antoine Semenyo as well? 6 goals and 3 assists for Bournemouth so far this season. Just what makes him so dangerous at the moment?
It's not that season, last season, the previous. So for the way the Bournemouth play, suit perfectly for him. So he's extraordinary play.
Hi, Pep. We've seen teams in the past, Chelsea under Conte, Leicester, win the title when they haven't had European football. Obviously, Bournemouth haven't got it, United haven't got it, Sunderland are up there as well. How dangerous are those teams in the title race when they haven't got that midweek fixture and they can just focus week after week on the Premier League?
We are used. Dortmund played on Friday yesterday. Today is Friday? Yeah, it's going to play today. So have 2 more extra days. So we are used. In all the seasons we play here, as in decade, always we have sometimes no, but most of the times less recover than the opponent. So it's not a problem, I would say.
Over the course of the season, how big an advantage could that be for a team like Bournemouth, who've just got 38 games to?
It's a question. Don't ask me. I will respond to you, but it's a question for Iraola. What is the situation to play? And, have a long week. So only I can say that you can sustain this gap of less games or less time. I would say less games and less timing or less days before the games. You see, we are the full squad. When that's happened, you can handle it. When you don't have it, it's more difficult.
Anything else for the Imboga? Yeah, sure. Hi, Pep. Bournemouth sold some of their best players during the summer. Are you surprised at how well they've adapted since?
Top. That means how coordinated the hierarchy is, the sport directors with the manager, with the players, the clear philosophy. Don't change, of course, the players, change a lot of things, but, it's impressive. So when you lose three or four players for the back four, PSG, Madrid, and Liverpool, and you reinvest the team with new players and do it in that way, is because there are a lot of good work behind.
We saw Nottingham Forest qualify for Europe last season. Bournemouth are second at the moment. How much has the league changed since you've been here, and does that traditional top six still exist, do you think?
Yeah, but I remember when I was in Munich or in Barcelona, always I have the rumor here in England that it's more difficult, that everyone can beat everyone. No? Always I had that sense, that it doesn't matter, you go away. Maybe Liverpool and ourselves in the past, changed that dynamics, that we were so consistent in terms of points, arriving every season more than 90 points, close to 100 points. But I think Premier League, maybe it's back to always have been, then all the teams can beat it, and it's good. I think, it's like in some point like NBA, that there is not a dominant team, and every last 4 or 5 or 6 years always win one different team in the NBA, that, and everyone can beat everyone. So that, I think, for the spectator, for the show, for the Premier League, I think is really, really good.
Hi, Pep. There's been quite a lot discussed about squad depth over the last few days. How pleased are you with the amount of depth you have in the squad?
No, we're not injured. It's the same depth squad the last season. The question is, this season have less right now. We see in the future, like now have less injuries. But the depth squad, it was quite similar last season.
It just seemed a bit of a surprise a couple of days ago when the Liverpool manager said that teams like yourselves have got more of a...
You will not have my headlines in Daily Mail. I'm sorry. You will not have it.
Can I just ask you a quick one about Foden and Cherky? Obviously, Cherky played really well on Wednesday. How do you envisage sort of getting those two into the same team, because they offer you so much going forward?
Yeah. Of course, it's a real option during the season. Play together in some games, like Omar Mamouche, Erling, many games. So it's much fit to have a lot of alternative to use him, and I will not be the one who say I don't like this type of players. But after that, have to be realized what happened to play the Premier League in some games and some opponents, and the physicality that they have without Rodri, especially with some players. You have the balance. Like sometimes, especially the first half in Aston Villa, we saw it perfectly, with a lot of talent plays in certain positions, and the other one, we are not solid enough, to sustain it. But they will learn the effort from Phil in the minutes they play against Swansea, and especially Ryan, that of course he has another attributes. I'm not going to ask the players to be something like, has another quality play, another talent, but there are a minimum that you have to do it to be the stable of the team. Otherwise, any transition and any situation created problems, and always we were so good, dominating. What happened in the second half against Swansea? We were there. They didn't run once or twice, nothing. This was define our team. When you play like this, they run, you cannot play in that way. And sometimes when you have a lot of these type of players, that we needed to be creative to give options in this balance. I said, I think after Aston Villa perfectly, the previous press conference before Swansea. And this is where to find each other, where to find ourselves. And we will find it.
Can I just ask about Kolo Touré? Is he back now?
Yeah.
And just on the subject of your assistants, which you've changed in the summer, how much of an impact have they had in terms of giving you different ideas and to use this season?
I've been so lucky in my career as a manager since in Barcelona, but especially here, because here in Barcelona and the other one was almost the same, but here it changed a lot, a lot of stuff. I've been incredible players and happy to work with all of them. And all I can say that I think not me, Man City have a Pep Linders and Colo and James in set pieces, or the new people came is a joy to work with them. I'm so really happy, like it was in the past. But we are talking for this season. I'm learning a lot. The most important thing for me, always I try to have people that can add something in my knowledge as a manager and better and different visions and different things. And I have it this once. We talk a lot. We discuss a lot. We can do this, we can do that. How you do this, how you do that, and that is so nice, because it's not, it's what you are a manager, to get info for the players, for the staff, but what we can do. The football is not just the pleasure is just played, it's just talk as well. What happened, what will happen, what is the situation right now, and how we can help the team. And I feel protect. I feel I feel embrace for all of them, and this is only I can ask.
Pep, obviously last weekend's... Thanks, Pep.
Man United is better, right?
Last weekend was a disappointing result, but in the main you had good results. You're not conceding many goals. You've obviously been in a situation so often before. How far away are the team, or how close are the team to where you want and expect them to be at this sort of stage of the season?
It's about the results, about the really, truly, I know it.
The whole
if you win, we are close. If we don't win, we are far away. No. You ask me about that, or ask me about really. Still, we are not our best, but we are close. I think I had the feeling, I said a month ago, that had the smell that these words will be completely devastated if you don't get results. I know that, but that the feeling when I see the team, when I see in the dressing room, in the trainings, and how we apply, how we want to try to do things, I had the feeling that when I think Rodri can come at his best, they will not be soon his best, but can help us, and alongside for all the alternatives I can have, we'll be a team that will be difficult for the opponents to beat us, and this is what I want. We'll be when we'll be there, still close to fight. I don't know, but I said from the beginning, since I woke up in the States, I'm really, really optimistic about the team is going to do this season.
Yeah, that was more my question, not less than the results. More, you always talk about that smell,
my feeling,
and that feeling, and you've been very clear in the past sometimes when you're like, I don't feel it. We've not got it.
No, except last season. Except last season, for the obvious reasons everybody knows about the results. Everybody knows, and I said the same at the end. The team making incredible effort the last month, and we finished in a more than decent position in the Premier League, I would say. All the seasons, I have the feeling that we'll be fine, or even the first season. So that we don't win anything. So I had the feeling that we'll be fine.
Set the embargo there for 10:30 p.m. on Saturday evening.